And another story that we are watching right now, reported by the FT today, Carlyle Group is struggling in its search for a new CEO since the abrupt exit in August of its chief executive officer. Unease settling in about the future of the company as its growth falls behind compared to its competitors. We're showing Kyu-Song Lee there, who was that CEO who stepped down. And according to the Financial Times, the partners at the company, the existing partners at the company, maybe have made it a little trickier to find a new person to lead the company. We're talking about David Rubenstein, William Conway, and Daniel Daniello, who, they're the ones who control the company. They want to see it run in a particular fashion. And as we were talking about earlier with Under Armour and Kevin Plank, for example, it's tough to come into a company when you have those big personalities looming over.
I'm still cold after listening to Jonathan Porter. I'm just freezing just thinking back. But interesting situation here. A name floated by the FT is NASDAQ CEO Adena Friedman. Now, she was the former CFO of Carlyle. And you've talked to her before. I've talked to her, Brett. I think she reflects back very fondly on her time at Carlyle. She went there before taking that CEO role at NASDAQ, and I think she learned a lot of skills. Seems like a natural fit. The FT saying she didn't want the job.
Yeah, she was actually a boomerang at NASDAQ, and I remember working there at the time when she had taken on the helm as the president and chief operating officer in that boomerang capacity, and then come and taken over as the CEO role after Bob Greifeld departed. But at the end of the day, for what Carlyle is signaling here and what is really taking place, I think we've seen in a few companies there have been a succession planning issue. We've seen that not just at a privately or a private equity company like Carlyle, but you've also seen that in publicly traded companies like Salesforce, where there's been this revolving door. You've seen that within Disney, where we've seen now Bob Iger continue to come back into the role, and the power jousting that's also taking place, or the tug of war there. Within a few core companies, Disney, Salesforce, Carlyle Group even, and just the succession planning that is so key to some of the publicly traded companies as well in how investors evaluate them. I think that's what's extremely critical, and for Carlyle, how they may evaluate some of the companies that they're looking to invest in too.
One other interesting revelation from this FT story is that BlackRock looked at Carlyle as a potential acquisition candidate and then decided ultimately it did not want to do so, at least not right now, even as BlackRock does get more into alternatives, wasn't willing to go
because of the optics. I like what the FT, a little wrinkle in there, saying it would be hard for them to acquire a business where executives are making just tons and tons of money, really seemingly every single day.
Yeah.
All right.